Okay. Make sure that this pops up. And of course, it's dropping frames like crazy. So, this is definitely the laptop then, or something. I go from 7% CPU usage to like 75% CPU usage. So either it's a weak Wi-Fi connection or it's definitely my laptop doing this. I can't believe I used to live stream from this laptop. Anyways, I said I was going to do like a blackout from online stuff, but honestly, are we good? Is it back up? I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, this Wi-Fi sucks. Audio's coming through fine, right? As long as the audio's coming through, that's what I care about. I will put up some pictures here soon anyways, so if it freezes on a photo, I don't care. But yeah, I was going to do a internet blackout, but like I said, driving this much alone, it's taken its toll on me. I was recording a video today in the car, and I was saying that I'm kind of done. I have 2 more days of traveling. Tomorrow's my short day. Probably the longest as far as like sightseeing, but shortest traveling. I've put on well over 2,000 miles since I started, and I think each day was average 700 miles, 700 miles. Today I did, I think, 500 or something like that, because it was short distance but a lot of time. And today, man, I've touched the interstate. The first day when I went from the Twin Cities to Denver, that was a non-sightseeing day. That was just driving 14 hours straight. That was all interstate. Everything up until tonight has all been back roads. The last hour of my drive to Gillette, Wisconsin was interstate, but otherwise all back roads. And today was by far my favorite day as far as sightseeing. Like, unfortunately, I didn't spend a lot of time in Yellowstone. I kind of cut that early. I'm kind of glad I did, because half hour before I got in, it started snowing really bad, like to where you had to slow down because the roads were slush and whatnot. And then it was an hour and 15-minute wait to get into Yellowstone at the west entrance. So I almost wish that I would have done my original route that I said was going to take an hour and a half longer, because I would have gone back south and through the Tetons and then south entrance. And I almost wish I would have done that instead, because that hour 15-minute wait. And I swear the lane I was in, for every 10 cars that was entering in all the other lanes, my lane was like 1 car for every 10 in the other 4 lanes. So it took forever to get in. So at that point, I was kind of already over it, because I knew I had a long drive ahead of me to begin with. And I got some good stuff, some good photos while I was in there, which really bothers me. My DJI Pocket. Grab it. Which, guys, we're keeping it real, okay? We're keeping it real. My DJI Pocket, it's a gimbaled camera, right? I love using this for doing my videos on my channel. This is what all my videos are shot on. It can do 1080p all the way up to 4K, all sorts of different frame rates and stuff like that. Everything was turning out blue. I have no clue why it was looking blue. In the car, I looked blue. Photos looked blue, and I just kind of attributed it to inside the car is gray, and outside it's been cloudy and whatnot. And so I just kind of been attributing the blue colors to that. Then I happen to notice in the very upper corner there's a screen on here, right? This is the screen. And I can Wi-Fi it to my phone, so I usually use my phone when I'm controlling this. But I happen to notice in the upper corner it said 3000K. And it got me to wondering, 3000K, that's usually a light color, a light temperature color. So after I got here, I went into my phone settings, or into the phone, and looked, and the white balance wasn't set to auto, was set to like 3000K. So all my photos on my DJI Pocket and videos have turned out blue in tone. However, I did take quite a few photos with my cell phone, and then my GoPro is what I put on the dash. And so here's what a DJI Pocket photo looks like. Might help if I add the mic to this. So you see it's really blue, and that's Old Faithful, and you can see a lot of snowflakes in the photo. And so I didn't stay there very long. I had to pee really bad, and like the visitor center is all closed and whatnot. So you had to go like this other area to get in, and which I forgot to say hi to everyone. Hi, Mute, Glover Mom, Mark, Dark Steve, Chris Durham, and now Amy. So that's Old Faithful, and one of the geysers, Grand Geyser, I could have made to watch that erupt, but that hour and 15-minute wait just to get into Yellowstone made me miss it. And then when I parked for Old Faithful, they had a sign that said, I think, that it would predicted eruption was 2:02 plus or minus like 15 minutes. Well, it was 2:15, 2:10, 2:15, so I might have missed it. I might have just missed it. So that's I got that of Old Faithful, and I got some video over in that area too. But again, I'm mad because a lot of them turned out very blue looking. I wish I would have realized that setting. Then I got these photos. This is at Yellowstone. This is from my phone. So this is what the colors should look like. And this was after it stopped snowing on the east part of Yellowstone. And like I said, I wish I would have went back south, went through the Grand Tetons into the south entrance, because there probably was less of a line. The other thing too is, like I said, I was so ready, like before even getting in, I was already ready to be out. So the west half is beautiful. There's a lot of places that I wanted to stop, but I did two places, took some photos, stopped at Old Faithful, and like I said, by that point I was done. It was busy, like super busy, the east part of the park. Two roads were closed. One was because of a rock slide. The other one was because of construction. So that was fine because I was going to take this route anyways. So then the west or the east side was pretty much, so I was kind of happy. So I didn't spend nearly as much time in Yellowstone as I'd wanted to. Here's another photo. The very, very last, like, 10 miles by the east entrance was stunning. Like, there, and then western Wyoming, by far my most favorite part of this trip. Like, you are going up the mountains, down the mountains, in crevasses and canyons and stuff like that. There was so much to see, and there were so many places I would have loved to have stopped and pulled over, but I knew I still had a really long part of the road ahead of me, and I'm glad that I didn't take more time in Yellowstone because one of the parts in Wyoming, like I said, Google Maps had me take a lot of back roads. So I'm glad I didn't waste much time because one of the mountain areas that I got into Wyoming, it started to snow, and if I would have been an hour later, it probably would have been really bad up there. And the other thing too is some of the roads that I was driving on. I am glad I had daylight versus nighttime, because wow, so like I said, some of the roads that Google had me taking were very, very backcountry roads, like no towns for hundreds of miles, and so I'm happy about that. Oh, and I got 50 miles per gallon on my car today. I filled up in West Yellowstone, and I made it all the way to Gillette, Wyoming, and I still have, I think, another 100 miles I could go in my car. So 50 miles per gallon for today's journey with doing the mountains and everything. It helped that the winds were blowing on the back of the car, so that kind of helped push everything along. This is in Wyoming. I can't remember what area, but I'll have to look it up sometime. But like this is like what was driving right next to, right? There's times where it's the cliff like that the road is right alongside, and a few times where you go through a tunnel and whatnot. Like I said, I have GoPro footage of it, but I'm gonna condense it down. I'm gonna time lapse it, and then like slow down the places that are really pretty, like this. Just driving along and you just see this, and absolutely just stunning. But I'm exhausted, and I'm glad I made it here. I made it to Wyoming by like 9:15 local time. And so now I can actually get more rest tonight before tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be more of the getting out of the car and actually sightseeing and stuff like that. The Black Hills, there's a road that I'm going to be on that's going to be strictly driving. I don't think there's really any pullover places there, but I'm going to try to get as much as I can because I love the Black Hills, and it's all sorts of weird stuff. And hello, Little Wolf. And I'm going to try to get a lot of stuff out at Devil's Tower as well. Hello, Sam. Yeah, one of Bigfoot. Are you sure that wasn't me? Here, let's go back. Are you talking about here? Hold on, let me find it. Where is it? Come on. Oh, I gotta go through all of them. Off. There. Is that Bigfoot? That must be Bigfoot. Caught him. I was going to try to get a drone up today, but it wasn't receiving enough GPS signals for me to launch it. It had like 9 GPS satellites locked in, and I think it has to have like 12 or 13 for me to launch. And so it was in this ravine area, and it would have been the most beautiful drone shots with the creek next to it and steep cliffs and big huge boulders and trees and stuff like that, because that was the only spot that it was calm. Otherwise, this whole trip, 35 plus mile per hour gusts. All of Minneapolis to Denver was gusty. Denver to Bigby or Rigby, Idaho, windy. Today, super windy. Where the hell are these winds coming from? Luckily, like I said, today it was a tailwind, so I was able to get good gas mileage with all the hills that I was doing. But man, can it just not be windy one day? Because there's so many spots that I would have loved to put the drone up. Tomorrow, then more so, I want to get the drone up if I can. But there's a lot of snow that's moving in. I woke up, it was 30 degrees, 30 or 32 degrees this morning when I left Rigby, Idaho. It warmed up to about 55 when I got out of Yellowstone. Then it jumped up to 75 at a part in Wyoming here. I can't remember where. And then when I went up into the mountains and coming back down, then it dropped back down to 32 in the mountains. And then when I got out of the mountains, it went to 55, and it's 55 outside right now. It's chilly. So I don't know, this cold weather and wind and rain. So tomorrow better be good. I want to get some good photos and stuff. And I want to get a drone up. I want to get the damn drone up. And then the drive home. I'm ready to be home. I miss home. And I went and got McDonald's tonight. This is the first meal I purchased that I didn't bring along with. I have an electric cooler that I've been lugging into every hotel that I've been going into. I haven't ate out once on the road, no nothing. Everything's been snacks that I had pre-purchased. I have bottles of water sitting inside the cooler, and I have Monster energy drinks, but they're the juice ones. They're not like the regular ones. And then I have like protein bars and chips and trail mix and stuff to make sandwiches. And I got like those tuna ready to go meal things. And so I've been eating on the road. I've been eating in the hotels and stuff like that. And so McDonald's was the first thing I got today. And whoa, that was an amazing thing. That tasted so good. I haven't had McDonald's in well over a year, I think. I haven't had fast food in a long ass time, so it was just perfect. So yeah. Now it's just sitting in the hotel, get some sleep for tomorrow, and honestly speaking, as excited as I am for tomorrow and everything else like that, I want to be home. I wish tomorrow was the drive home instead. This was well worth the trip, but I would rather have had more time for it. Ideally, I would love to do this exact same route again, but have 2 weeks to do it. Finances obviously played a big role in it, because hotels cost, and I'm not going to put up a tent that fits. My tent fits like 6 people, 4 to 6 people or something like that. So wasn't going to bring that along with and whatnot. So I've been getting the cheapest hotels, as you guys can tell by the way the Wi-Fi is here. But yeah, if I would have had probably $500 to $700 more, I probably would have added on 4 more days where there was just more stops, so I could have spent more time in certain locations and not have to do so much driving during the day. Like I said, I'm so glad I did this because I needed to just kind of go away and see the mountains, and boy, did I see them. I was right in the heart of them. So yeah, I would definitely do this trip again, just more time with it, with more money, so I can make more stops, and have hopefully someone with or something like that, so that way it's not so boring. Singing a lot in the car and just whatever, exhausted from driving, but it's nice. So that's the update on everything. And I know I'm talking a lot, but like I said, after how many days already alone and just sitting in the car alone with no one to talk to, you guys help me keep some of my sanity and help me to push forward with all this. And hopefully I get some more photos. Hopefully now that I got the DJI Pocket corrected, hopefully the hopefully the videos and photos will turn out a lot better, rather than this blue tone that's been going on. Little Wolf, I wish I could have came and got you. Man, you would have loved this trip, and this would have been if there was more time, we would have had a lot of nature time, and I know this would be right up your alley with certain things that we could have done or whatnot. Poop on the Pocket. I can't transfer the photo over, but there was this one area, like I said, I went into yesterday. I went into this. I was driving on the road, 120 miles, nothing. The last 30 was dirt road. I didn't know it was going to be dirt road. So I continued on anyways, and like I said, I'm glad I did because it took me in some spots that were really pretty. But there was a rock that had a bunch of Native American carvings on it. No one would know about that if you don't take that road. If you don't start taking that gravel road, you don't see that. Like there's no signs for it anywhere. There's no nothing like that. And you just go up and you see this rock, and it's got all these old carvings on from tribes long time ago. And so I do have video of that. When I talk about Pocket, my DJI Pocket Go thing. Yeah, like I said, it's got a gimbal, so basically, like, no matter, like, if I it basically does this if I move it around, unless I have it where it can move with it, but then it still moves the camera really slow, so you don't get that weird motion blur. Chris, that's exactly what I was thinking, because it should have still brought in all the light and the colors. So I'm thinking that I can go in there and remove some of the blue and heighten the other stuff. So I should be able to do all that. It's going to take a while to get it proper, but at least from this point moving forward, it's going to be the correct everything. So I'm going to log off here and probably take a shower, utilize some of the provisions from Colorado. That helped a lot last night until I woke up in the middle of the night with bad allergies. But then I fell back asleep again after taking some allergy medication. But man, it helped my shoulder. Can definitely say that. After today, now it's kind of, but at least I woke up and it wasn't as bad as it had been for the past 2 weeks since trying to make Tony and Bella Charge feel comfortable by doing a headstand. 40-year-olds should not be doing headstands. But all right, guys, I'm gonna cut it out because I need to get things charged. I need to get showered. Need to relax and wind down. Hopefully, I can be sleeping before midnight, so I can be up again at 8 a.m. and get on the road. Like I said, tomorrow's the shortest driving day, but I'll probably spend the most time out and about. But yeah, tomorrow's the last sightseeing day. And then after that, it's drive from Rapid City, South Dakota, back to the Twin Cities, and it's not much of a drive to stop and sightsee on, unless I was to like go north into the Badlands, but I'm not doing that. And I'm not stopping. They used to have Fred Flintstone Town in South Dakota, but I don't think they have that anymore. I wouldn't be stopping there anyways. So, but all right, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. I'll wait a little bit before I end it because I guess I ended it too quickly. But remember, keep it real, keeping it real. I'm keeping it real in Trump country, Gillette, Wyoming. It's not like my other one where it farts and says keep being magical.